Cool, man. Well, I'm excited to talk about your latest album you released and your tour you just did. But before all that, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passions. I want to know where your passion for music kind of came from. A certain album, a certain live performance, the start of your musical journey, or something that was natural for you as a child?
I guess a little bit of this, a little bit of that. The bass player in my band is my brother Joe. He's only a year older than me, so we've kind of been pursuing it and dreaming of it together for like all of our lives. It's honestly probably the most entertaining and most story-based answer to the question I could give, other than a vague one. When we were kids, we wanted to get the Limp Bizkit record, the hot dog flavored water, and we went to the store, Circuit City, to age myself, to get it.
Oh, and, man, I used to go to Circuit City all the time for CDs, man. I know.
Yeah, exactly. My mom had brought us, and we went to get it. And when we got to the counter, the guy was like, you should not buy this for them. And we looked at him like, dude, what are you doing right now? And he instead, and somehow this was more appealing to him and my mom, picked up Enema of the State with the porn star on the front and was like, Blink-182 is funny. Kids like Blink-182. So I feel like that was in like first or second grade. Joe was in second or third grade, whatever that equates to. And I feel like that's a big part of like the identity we found early on.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Props to whoever that guy was working. I mean, I love Limp Bizkit too, man. I was obsessed with them with their first album, and I used to drive up and down the East Coast to see them. So. Oh
yeah, especially once the internet became more of a thing, we still found a way to hear it. We loved it still too, but I don't know if it wasn't for like Blink and kind of the late '90s, early 2000s, like radio and MTV push of like pop punk. I don't know if I would have been as into punk as early as I was.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta say, you have one of the coolest band names out there. I mean, Bad Luck. I'm surprised. Where did it just snap in your head? Like, geez, this is a perfect name for a band.
So it had already kind of appealed to me because I don't, without in any sense of sounding like I feel sorry for myself, because I don't have the best luck in regards to a lot of things. But there's a Bayside song called "Blame It on Bad Luck," and the bridge lyrics, if I could quote them, are like, now I realize I'd do anything I could to walk a day in my old shoes, wondering what my first smoke would be like, my first fuck or next fuck up, or the next band that would change my life. And I just thought that was like pretty embodying of what I wanted the band to be about then. And it still applies now, but it was especially then when I was like early 20s, late teens. Mm-hmm. And then, Googled it. And to give them free PR, as I've done before and probably should stop doing, there's only one other Bad Luck. There are two dudes playing like jazz from Seattle. So I think
really?
I think we're okay. But also that's a big part of the reason, aside from the fact that I just like the way it looks and always thought to do it anyways, but that's a part of the reason we've kept the period at the end of the name, because we're
Gotcha.
Bad Luck. Period. Yeah,
I feel like it would have been something to do with the copyright. You know, it's gonna be my next.
Yeah, like I said, originally no, but especially the decision to keep it around. Yeah.
Well, speaking of good looks, I mean, I love the cover of your latest album, Summer of Pain. I mean, where was that taken? Like on the beach?
Oh, thanks. It was Coney Island here in Brooklyn by our friend Ben Lieber, really good artist.
Very cool. Is there any stories behind, like any Easter eggs or anything that goes along with anything in the cover? Or
I think there was planned to be more than it wound up being, but not in a bad way. Just like, sometimes you're over ambitious with art, and I think we foresaw some kind of like dookie cover in terms of like the things we expected to work in on there, either post-production or live effects. And then I think we wound up with something a little more like sort of metaphoric and symbolic, but also just whatever. I mean, it's kind of just what the band is, at least for the representation of that record and the life before it. Like, it's kind of just like brightly, almost like cutely depressive. And yeah, our friend that we made through the shoot, Madeline, is on the cover. She was awesome to work with as well. And yeah, Ben just did a great job with making the shoot really cool. But I guess it's just like a dark time captured in a bright way kind of thing. Not much more to it beyond that, though.
Gotcha. Well, let's dive into the record. I have to say my favorite track was High Pick. I mean, I think it's like towards the end of the album,
Yeah.
Any fun stories about writing or the meaning behind the song or anything like that?
Sure. So the band had taken some amount of years off from touring, and like in 2015, I believe that's the right time. Yeah, 15 to like 17. and that's why there's such a large gap from our first record to our second. But in that time, I had explored like just being like a songwriter for people, like writing songs, like trying to write songs for like pop musicians and artists and things like that. And it was really cool, but I like kind of failed upwards with it because I never really, I got close with a couple things. It never really worked out. I learned a lot, but again, never really worked out. And point being, coming out of that time, I kind of had healthfully distracted myself enough still with music that I kind of remembered what I loved so much about the earlier parts of the band and kind of was re-inspired to have new ideas. So to answer your question and with that length of the story, that's one of the songs that got carried over from like a time I was coming out of just trying to be a writer. And I didn't even realize at the time I was writing for New Bad Luck, but I was just focused on writing like really short songs with like cool, maybe time, like tempo changes or yeah, just different kind of things. And then the lyrics are, I guess, in their own way, also just about that same journey, kind of like an identity crisis I had where I thought I wasn't who I was anymore and then kind of realized that I was. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was your Cola headliner tour you just did with Dollar Signs, you know? I mean, you guys did a lot of dates, I think like May through June, I believe.
It was long. It was the end of April through all of May. And
Okay.
yeah, no, I mean, same difference. It was long.
Yeah.
It was 43 shows or something like that. And it was really good, man. I had a great time. Lucky to get to go play music. Even luckier that people care at all or like want to sing and buy merch and stuff. So some nice surprises in terms of places we haven't been able to go, you know, given the state of the world the last couple of years. Denver was popping, California was popping, Texas was popping, and then we kind of had our return to stuff that, not that we know is going to be there, but we're lucky to call like more of a foundation for our band in terms of support, like the East Coast and Florida and New York specifically. So it was great. And then we went to Canada for a week too, and that was we've been to Canada before, but it was our most fulfilling and rewarding time out, especially Pouzza Fest. It's my first time playing Pouzza Fest in Montreal.
Oh, cool.
And, are you familiar with the Fest in Gainesville?
No. I heard some of it about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Canadian equivalent, at least from the impression I got, and all the very drunk people there were telling me that it's pretty much the Fest. But yeah, I had a great time.
Well, speaking of Fest, I saw you're going to be playing one in Ohio in September with, of course, Hawthorne Heights and Bayside, the band you quoted earlier.
Yeah. That's cool. That's gonna be cool. Descendants being on it.
Yeah, it's called Ohio is for Lovers, appropriately.
Yeah, right. And I mean, it's got a bunch of great bands. Some like more modern, and then some you know, from when I was younger. But all of them are great. I'm most excited, obviously, to play, but second to that, and probably closely tied for first with that. I'm hyped that I get to see Descendants. I never seen them. I didn't know they were gonna be on the fest when we got the offer. So. And then there's some more bands being announced for that in the next couple of weeks too, like headliners or something. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I saw Stored Ear is going to be playing, one of my favorite bands, so that's exciting. So
yeah, and I never seen them either. It should be cool. But there's like two more that are like the names are blacked out, and I think some point.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, should be good. I don't know who they are. Should be good though.
Well, Descendants alone, I mean, I saw the documentary about them. I had no idea they were around for so long. I thought they were like a band from the 90s.
No, I feel you. It's funny too, again, in a different way, showing my age, being a younger Descendants fan as well. Like, I like some of their later records more than not. I think one of my favorite ones is from the early 2000s or late 90s. I can't remember the year on it. But but yeah, they've been around and they fucking rock, and it's cool and inspiring to see any band like be around for literally decades. So
cool. For anyone who missed the tour, I did see that you do have some leftover tour merch available online too. So for anyone checking that, go to their website. What else is coming up, man? Besides this festival, you got September. Any new music videos? Any other tours? Any stuff like that?
Working on all of the above. We're filling up our calendar for the rest of the year. We're definitely trying to make stuff happen, get back out to some places that we were just lucky enough to go. We've at least comparatively to some bands, because you know it's only been so long now we're allowed to do this again. We've done quite a few tours since that time. One we had planned for last fall got delayed until early this year. So we did like a thing in December ourselves. We did a tour with that band, awesome band Free Throw in January, And then we just did our really long co-headliner. So some of this summer we'll be chilling. If not late summer, by fall, winter, we'll definitely be playing some more shows. And the goal is always, but especially right now, just to make the absolute best version of ourselves and best new music we possibly can. So we're definitely working on new music. We'll see if we can get any of it out this year.
Very cool. Well, everyone, in the meantime, check out Summer of Pain. It's out now through Take This to Heart Records. And it's an amazing album from start to finish. I love listening to it. You should too. And where can we follow you on social media?
Thanks, man. All the handles right now are Bad Luck Dudes NY. That might get simplified in the near future, but at the time of this interview, it is still Bad Luck Dudes NY. And then the website you mentioned, just so people know, because the label has a merch site for us too, which is cool. If you want to get stuff there, records are available there. You can do that. But for us, it's badluckny.com/merch. Yeah.
Awesome, man. All right, man. We'll talk down the road, man.
Right on. Thanks for your time and being so kind. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. Take care.